speaking of displays, it's been 2.5 months since Samsung originally repaired my monitor and sent me one back with no power supply. That's not the monitor that I sent them, and they have yet to send me one that is one that I sent them.
Sounds like standard dealing with everything.
Dude, it's been frustrating the shit out of me. And of course, every time I call them, I'm like, hey, here's my ticket number and this ticket number and this ticket number. They hit me with the like, hey, so we don't have any record of that. Can you go ahead and tell us what's going on? And I'm like, I want to fucking kill you people.
So you're down a monitor and they haven't sent you one back yet.
I am down a $600 4K monitor.
Hell no.
Hell no.
Yeah, so here's the deal. I got it. I had it for like a week, and then it started to pixelate up in the top left. I talked to Samsung about it and was like, listen, you shitty corporate pieces of crap. I know that what you're going to do is tell me to send it in for repair. I don't want to do that. Just go ahead and process the exchange, and I'll send you the broken one and use the new one. And they're like, oh, sorry, sir, we can't do that. And I was like, oh, okay, cool. And they were like, but what we can do is ship it out next day air, get it repaired, and get it back to you within like 3 days. That took 2 weeks. They sent me back the wrong model of monitor, and then no power supply to run said replacement monitor with it. And since then, I've been on the phone with the repair center in New Jersey, Samsung, and an additional like customer service representative that acts as like a third party between the other two parties.
Okay.
And
Stupid.
basically, what they've told me is that they're working on it.
Oh, joy of joys!
It's been like 2 months, man. I'm so mad. I'm almost about to like start tweeting ASUS every day, like, yo. Hey, Samsung did me dirty, but can you hook me up with one of those 4K monitors, please?
I
mean, why
I'm
not?
I'm sitting on an Asus 27 right now, and it's been beautiful.
Yeah, so. I know. Like, that's the great thing is ASUS apparently has the best customer service in the world. I don't know why I bought Samsung.
Samsung has amazing products, but terrible customer service.
Dude, it makes me so mad.
I gotta ask a question. ASUS?
Yeah.
Asus.
I've literally never heard somebody ever say that ever that way.
Hold on. Let me Google it real quick.
Like, if that's the way it's pronounced, cool. Asus is how I've said it my whole life.
Asus pronunciation on Google. Asus. Yeah, no.
So it's okay. Well, it's okay. There's multiple pronunciations.
So December 18th, 2018, they had a press release telling people how to say their name. Yes, Asus has issued another edict, and this time the company says the brand name should be pronounced ASUS. A-Y, emphasis on A-Y, hyphen, S-O-O-S, so ASUS.
Wow, okay.
Yep.
I admit defeat.
Yeah,
it's you're greeting the Greek god. Go for it.
It's fucking
It's just like
it's
hey
Taiwan,
Zeus,
dude.
how you doing?
Well, like actually, the fucking quote from their media briefing literally says like, oh, we don't want people to say it like peg us like Asus. So you know, this is how you say it. And of course, all the tech people that I've been following for years, like suddenly one day switched from saying Asus to Asus, and I was like, that's weird, but I guess I'll follow along.
I mean, Chris is even saying in chat, I work at Best Buy, and everyone calls Asus that. That's gonna take my brain.
He also says, also Samsung sucks.
Yes, he does reiterate that fact.
Customer service.
I would argue that Best Buy sucks too, because the original problem with the monitor that I had, it only went to Samsung because Best Buy wouldn't work with me anymore.
That sounds about right with Best Buy. Look, we're going to talk about Best Buy a little bit now.
Oh shit, are we? All right, cool.
We're going to talk about a lot of stuff.
Let's fight Best Buy. Let's fight them.
3 seconds.
Why 3 seconds?
Because welcome to Constantly Calibrating, everybody. My name's Brad. I'm your host. With us this week, we have special guest, Superblake. Welcome back, Superblake.
Me? That's
me.
You. Hey.
Yeah.
Hi, guys. What's up?
We missed you. Guest. Glad to have you back.
I thought Josh wanted I think Josh has some official corporate lingo he wanted to call everybody now. I believe it's a featured personalities.
Featured personality?
Hey!
What's that, Josh? Josh is with us.
I can see in his face he's regretting that.
And Justin.
Yes. So, featured,
I'll wait
featured
till everybody talked. I like that.
featured personality is the case. Yeah, so Blake and I had a little sit down at RTX, which is actually weird that this is the first time getting you actually on here since RTX.
I feel like everybody's just been very, very busy.
It's been really busy, really hectic. We didn't quite know when Ryan would be coming back, able to come on, those kind of things. So it's just like all this back and forth kind of stuff. This is like the first opportunity we really had to have you on that made sense with a small degree of planning. This was actually supposed to be Ryan's return show, but it worked out perfectly because, yes, we're doing the featured personality thing. Blake is the first person joining us for that. It's someone who is not like a direct member of Constantly Calibrating, but people we work with, people we do stuff with a lot of the time, people who may hop in for streams, may hop in for podcasts. It's more than just your standard guest. It's our good friends. And we're actually going to have a few more people to announce as part of that, probably sometime in the next month. But Blake was the inaugural member. He also is the one who came up with the name, so.
Hey, whoa, what? Me? No, I didn't I might have done that, yeah.
And one day we might even have a list of those people on our website when we get around to fixing that shit.
Yeah,
that'd be cool.
You know what I always think about, though? The way I look at it is, yes, we need to get our website fixed, but Kinda Funny still hasn't fucking fixed their website, and that's been broken since a week after they launched Kinda Funny. So, you know, I'm okay with that, that we're taking a little bit of a delay. Also, we need to get our website fixed. It really is terrible.
So,
if anyone out there does web development stuff, please. Joshua at Constantly Calibrating, let's talk.
So, getting into things, Josh mentioned Ryan was supposed to be back tonight, but he had some unfortunate complications. Nothing serious with his wisdom teeth extraction, and he needs a little more time to recover. So we pulled in Blake, and we're just gonna have fun and deal with things as they come.
Wait, we're having fun? This is fun.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
This is my fun voice.
This is
right? My fun voice.
My fun voice. I don't really have a fun voice. I wish I had a fun voice, but I feel like we've introduced me, Josh, Brad. How can we forget about Justin? Justin's here too.
I did. I got
it.
it.
Justin, I just talked over him.
He told
okay.
As soon as he said something, I said his name. You know, I kind of flow with it. Week to week, I change the intro. I don't want to be stuck on any specific intro because that got boring after like 2.5 years.
Yeah.
So,
that got boring after 2.5 episodes.
Welcome to Blah 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 Blah, a podcast about video games and other geek culture stuff. Yeah,
he's joking, but that's so close.
Yeah,
you guys have no idea.
No, I do have.
So here's something interesting. Josh modeled. What is this, Josh?
All right, let's see. Hopefully she's not home. So, special gift.
Whoa!
No. So
what?
Where is this story going already?
Okay, let's see if it quick. She'll be back in a second. My wife's 30th birthday is coming up in a few weeks. I did a photo shoot for her. Did anyone ever see that episode of The Simpsons with the boudoir photo shoot where Homer wins a contest?
Yeah, I'm just remembering a conversation about this.
Yeah, so I talked to our friend Annabelle Amos, who does men versus cosplay and women versus cosplay calendar, asked if she knew a photographer who did what's called boudoir shoots. She did.
Whoa.
So yesterday I did an hour photo shoot in my underwear.
There's so many things here
okay
that I want to ask questions about, but at the same time, like, constantly calibrating a 2018 calendar? Maybe?
We've joked about that for years.
Really?
This was actually my tester for it.
Okay, here's the kicker. Whatever our top goal is, gets a copy of that from our stream later this year.
So no, like
I can't even.
3 people have asked me. So are you releasing this publicly? As long as Cheryl doesn't care, it's going to be an extra life stretch goal.
Yes.
Nice.
Extra life.
Emphasis on stretch.
I just okay. We'll bypass Josh and his Playgirl shoot.
Chris, just can I get a copy of the photos laminated to take to the shower?
Boudoir. Boudoir?
That's apparently the name for what, because boudoir, even though boudoir just is like, a French term for bedroom, it's become so ingrained and associated with female photography that yeah, I guess guys needed something special. Like the photographer asked me, he's like, "So, what kind of photos you want to do?" I'm like, and I said to him, "I'm like, well, I'm a serious. You obviously want to do serious, romantic things, but I'm also a goofy asshole. So let's do some fun stuff."
Yeah.
And we started doing photos, and he's like, "Okay, I don't know how to ask this, but do you want to do like the standard women photos?" I'm like, "Fuck yes."
Okay, all right.
So I have there's pictures of me on all fours looking back at the camera. There's pictures of me like arched down with my ass up in the air.
Okay. Hold on though. In my mind, boudoir photo shoots just mean risque. They just mean like kind of sexy. Nowhere in there am I like, oh, that's definitely gonna be a girl. You know what I mean?
No, I agree with you.
It just seems weird to me that you have to make the title include the word dude. You know what I mean?
It's just that male fucking culture that like it getting so ingrained and associated with women.
Yeah. I got you.
That we have to be macho. When the photographer told me that, I just started cracking up laughing. I'm like, that's the dumbest name.
Do you remember fucking man cans? That like wine in a can business that dude started?
Yes, I do.
Yeah, okay.
But it's that same like mentality. It's that same thing where it's like, but no, like I was reading Cracked, I want to say, did an article on dumb advertisements that mean nothing, and it was mostly about organic food and things like that, and how it's all bullshit stuff for being healthy. But one of the things was mascara for the kind of guy who wants to spend $10 extra on mascara. It's like because
makes sense.
It's literally the same fucking thing. How could you can't make mascara differently?
Guy liner and all that. Anyway,
all
sorry, we're way off. We're way off our normal topics. I was just wow.
No, this is
the topic.
No, this is a topic. Yeah. Fun note. I also get those pictures like tomorrow. So
that's not a fun note. I'm going to be there Friday. Oh.
You're going to
be Justin will be the first one to see those.
You know, the minute that you leave a laptop somewhere in my vicinity, I'm going to be stealing those photos and constantly calibrating.
Like employee.
Constantly calibrating is going to have a new line of T-shirts.
Don't give me ideas. You're giving me ideas, sir. You are giving.
Can you not see like you on all fours on somebody's T-shirt that's like, "Come get spanked with constantly calibrating"? Like, come on, it'd be fucking funny.
I could totally see that right now. Yeah. So I'll give one other thing.
Unlike anal assholes to goal or something. Not the assholes to goal.
Yeah. Unlike anal assholes, not the goal. That was the slogan of ours. What was I going to say? Yeah. No. Just for one final tease, as it were. I'm wearing a Ravenclaw tie and Captain America suspenders.
Oh my god.
God damn it, dude. Could you be more of a fucking nerd for this thing?
The Ravenclaw tie was just the guy recommended anything my wife likes. I'm like, Harry Potter she likes. I think I have that tie. I threw away a comment that Captain America was her favorite superhero, and he happened to bring suspenders. And he's like, "You want to wear these?" I'm like,
he just happened to have them, and then he ever so gently placed them just in line with your nips. And I
tried so hard to keep them there. I couldn't get them to stay there.
Oh man, if there's not one like photo of you trying to get the like shields just over anyway, no, I just God. This is a thing that I didn't think I needed, but now I need it. You know what I mean? I need it.
This at the very least, I'm gonna probably put maybe one picture up, no matter what she says, because I'm an attention whore. Yeah, but yeah, no, I'm thinking like keep it low compared to for what our plans are this year. I think $1,000.
I think we're gonna that reaction video when you hand it to her.
I think we could manage that. Yeah.
No, I'm gonna videotape her reaction if I can figure out how to do it. The big issue is I'm still trying to figure out how. Well, I was gonna give it to her when she went on her Disney trip. Coming up, and when I thought it was just gonna be her and her best friend Christina in a room, because I could give two shits if Christina sees it. But then I realized it's gonna be her and the whole choir in one hotel room, and I'm like,
one hotel room,
6 girls. It's
okay.
That's not that bad. So it's like kind of thing. And I was just like,
6 girls in the hotel room with Josh's calendar.
Yeah, and I was like,
so
you're giving him thoughts, Justin.
So
what
you do? You wrap it. And you put it in her suitcase.
Well,
oh God, yeah.
Well, that was the plan because when we first started dating, I hand wrote. She went on a trip for 6 weeks to China, and I wrote 6 times 7. I wrote a letter for every single day dated. I hand wrote for her because I was a nerd, overly romantic guy who'd been in a relationship for 6 weeks. So I wrote her that, and I put it in her bag. That same exact thing. So yeah, no, I was kind of doing a similar idea.
You're no wonder you've got children.
No wonder.
You're such a nice, sweet husband. You're great.
Yeah, make the other girls
Meanwhile-
jealous. Anyways, let's move along from this. I thought this would be like 2 minutes.
Sorry, man. It was funny as shit. I
the main
feel
topic
like
now.
I egged it on a little bit.
I'm gonna have to run away in a second though, just because Charnel's getting home any moment. So I'll be back. Also, you're just gonna wander off in a moment.
But the next topic's on you as well.
Shit, the next 2 topics are on me as well.
So, Amazon has changed their discount program for video games, and Josh is not happy about it.
This is seriously just a podcast where just me talking and then occasionally feedback. Oh, right, a normal podcast. Okay, good.
Yep.
Video games, though. This is video
games. So, okay, sure. So, yeah, Amazon. So the basic thing is, for a long time, Amazon's had their policy where you get a 20% off for pre-orders and games that have been out for, I believe, 2 weeks. It also applies to collector's editions as long as it's all physical copies.
Yep.
It's now changed to it's only on pre-orders, not newly released games. It also does not include collector's editions. Now, as a person who had given up on Amazon for pre-orders and new games due to the fact that they could never fucking meet a release date, and would fight you and claim that, well, we don't actually offer release date shipping on anything unless it, on anything, despite the fact that I have documented proof of it every single time. So I was done with them. I'd switched over to Best Buy anyways because, I have Amazon Prime, but I also have Best Buy Gamer Club. Yeah. So
lesser to two evils for you, man.
It's really a lesser of evils, but Best Buy's the thing is when it comes to gaming, Best Buy treats me right. When it comes to literally any interactions with them whatsoever, I would burn their company to the ground. But to be fair, they also kind of treat me with customer service because 3 out of 5 times when they made a mistake, they would just give me a $10 gift card to shut the fuck up and stop bothering them. So, it balanced out. But anyways, I just wanted to bring this up because it's just like fascinating that Amazon Prime is more expensive. Yes, you get more with it than Best Buy Gamer Club, but it's like they have not even just me, they have terrible shipping when it comes to games, like across the board. I see complaints about it. And now they're essentially giving people another reason not to buy in. It just makes no sense to me. Like, this just seems like a terrible business move.
Yeah, I haven't ordered a lot through Amazon Gaming. Mainly because they're usually out of what I want. I'm more likely to find something at Best Buy, even if it's an older game that's kind of like a rare, like JRPG or something. Best Buys tend to have it in their backlog more for whatever strange reason, unless Amazon does still have it, and then in that case, it's going to be someone selling it for like a 400% markup.
Okay, I'll be right back.
So, to fill that large, awkward silence left by Josh's rapid departure, I agree with you. I haven't really ever used Amazon for new game releases. I've only ever bought like the really obscure, really like out there stuff, and most of the time it's not even games for like a current system. Most of the time it's like PS2 or OG Xbox. The two things that I want to say about this, though, are that, like, clearly Amazon has realized they don't need to do so much. You know what I mean? Because, by and large, they had the best, rewards program, per se. It was more expensive than Best Buy's, yes, but it also gave you more in terms of discounts. And at this point, I mean, fuck it. If Amazon can't even meet their release dates for new releases, then why should their rewards program be better than everybody else's? They can get away with losing, money off of Prime memberships just from the guys that are buying video games if those guys aren't really buying anything but video games. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I'm wondering how this is going to affect the Best Buy Gamers Club because, I mean, even with Amazon, I still prefer the Best Buy one because it's pre-orders and it's a new condition, not just new release, new condition, 20% off, and it extended to Toys to Life stuff. So when I was collecting all the Disney Infinity shit, anytime I wanted an amiibo, things like that, it applies to that too. It doesn't hit your consoles, it doesn't hit your accessories, but that's a lot. It adds up quick. Plus, you've got the pre-order bonuses that they do every fall, where it's like you get $10 back in rewards when you pre-order, from this list of 10 games, and that shit adds up quick every fall. So you're getting one of those games for free almost if you play, as much as we do.
Right. I mean, I agree with everything you're saying. The second thing that bothers me about Amazon and like the way that they've been doing their rewards program is that regardless of whether or not you're a rewards program member or just a regular asshole buying stuff off of Amazon, even if you pre-order like the $500 edition of a game or the $60 version of a game, there's always the risk that Amazon is going to pick and choose who gets those games anyway. Like, just this week, there's actually been like a huge backlash because Amazon has been canceling Xbox One X pre-orders. And they're doing it because Amazon doesn't have the official Xbox One X like release and stock numbers yet. So when they opened up pre-orders, they took in like something crazy, like I want to say like over 100,000 pre-orders in 20, 30 minutes, something like that. And then they had to cancel all of them because they have no idea how much they're actually going to get per allocation, per shipping center, that kind of thing. And in my mind, you know what I mean? Even if GameStop is the scum of the earth, and even if Best Buy and I have like differing opinions on what exactly a good return period is, like they still manage to put consoles in people's hands that have pre-ordered them. And they don't just randomly cancel the order. Like I know Walmart's been doing it with the SNES Classic stuff recently. Right. But I have yet to hear of GameStop or Best Buy ever just outright canceling somebody's thing without also offering them some sort of like compensation. At least with Amazon, it's they cancel your shit and they're like, nah, fuck you.
They won't cancel your order, but they will push you back on the later shipments without warning.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Yeah.
Had that happen to me a couple times.
GameStop has canceled before, but it's rare. It's got to be something like a JRPG that like 5 people in the state ordered and
something
they just
small
didn't get the allocation at all. Yeah. Period.
Well, I mean, I know a while back. This is when I say a while back, I mean this is like 2008, 2010. That fucking Wii game came out, Xenoblade Chronicles. And GameStop canceled everybody's pre-order. Then when they got the games new, they opened them and then sold them used at a markup. And they just cited like scarcity as the reason.
I remember that.
Yeah, like it was just. I'm not saying that anybody in this kind of like video game rewards club program thing. I'm not saying anybody like does it 100% better than the other guy. But the main point that I was making is that Amazon has realized they don't need to do as much for their customers, especially if those customers are just using that program to buy video games. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Makes sense.
I've been lucky in that I haven't had a bad experience with ordering games with them, but I've got a book that I still haven't gotten from them.
Are you shitting me? They started out as a bookseller.
No, like, okay, here's the thing. I had a copy of the book Snow Fight by Christopher Metzen, the guy who created the WoW lore and everything. He wrote a children's book. Yeah, anything. Well, anyway, I had a copy of it. Bad things happened. It got destroyed, basically.
Right.
And I ordered another one for last Christmas. And it still has not been fulfilled. It's just sitting in my open orders.
Have you filled like a dispute yet?
No, like I never got charged for it, but it's never been shipped either. So I'm just kind of like,
fuck. You're just like waiting on it.
Yeah, I'm basically waiting for them to get some in stock, and it's like,
wow,
when's this gonna happen? Yeah, I'm probably gonna send a message about that soon.
You should follow. You should follow the dispute because they'll probably just give you a $5 credit, as an apology. They're not going to do anything about it. But Amazon, they've been not as great lately. But those kind of things, they're usually really good with just a little apology, like shit happens, but here, how can we help you? Kind of situation.
Yeah. I mean, that's what we were talking about while you were gone, is at least in my experience with GameStop, Best Buy, other retailers, literally anytime they've had to cancel any sort of pre-order outright, they've also offered some sort of compensation. Like, do you guys remember when the Batman Arkham Knight Collector's Edition with the Batmobile statue got canceled by WB, but then you had like hundreds of people that had put down $300 for this fucking Batman thing? GameStop gave those people their money back and then also gave them like $100 gift card if they were like legitimately upset. Like that happened shortly after I left GameStop, so I was aware of some of the things internally that GameStop was able to do for those customers. But it's still just it's so fucking weird to me that Amazon has in my mind, the best infrastructure of any online retailer, and yet they can't hit their street dates, and then they're also like starting to cut into their own business by fucking their customers over. And I wanted to ask you about this earlier, Brad, because I was talking about the Xbox One X cancellations, and you put your hand up like this. Did they cancel your Xbox One X? Like
no, I was just like, woo, yeah, Xbox One X. I'm not excited. Like, I'm dumbfounded because their signature title for this release was Crackdown 3, which just got delayed till next year. Why the hell are they launching? I mean, I know the consoles are made. They have to do something with them. They can't just warehouse them for 3 months. But seriously, what's your killer IP? What's your killer app for this relaunch?
Because here's the thing. People commented that Nintendo did such a job with their one major thing with Breath of the Wild with the Switch that Microsoft's like, I bet we can launch a console with nothing. So
you think it's just like economic one-upmanship. It's just like, oh, you've got a game? I don't have any games.
Well, they're just
I'm still gonna beat you.
It's just the commentary I've been making about the Xbox One since launch in the first place. That never had games in the first place, really. So hey, let's just really prove the point.
That's the thing. That's the thing that this kind of be on Microsoft's side a little bit. And I'm fully aware that we're not talking about rewards clubs and Amazon and anything anymore. To be on Microsoft's side, they've never pitched this console as you have to have this to play X game.
True.
They've never marketed it as like you need to have the Xbox One X to have the absolutely best like Halo 25 experience. They've never done that. And Nintendo's done that with their new Nintendo 3DS. They've done that with the Switch and a lot of the versions of the games that are moving to the Switch. PlayStation has actually done that in a massive way with a lot of stuff that they've pushed for the PS4 Pro, mainly after the fact, given the PS4 Pro's like lackluster sales. The Xbox One X, in my mind, can launch without any flagship games. It can, because it's not meant to be the next generation. It's not meant to be the next flagship console or anything. What it is an elite product built for people who have 4K displays in their house that want to be able to game on those 4K displays, and they don't want to spend $1,500 on a PC. Like, that's all it's ever been for me, and I can get excited with just that information. But now you also have like updates coming out from Microsoft in response to your Crackdown 3 like being pushed thing. To be fair, Crackdown.
It feels weird to me. Like,
I mean,
any kind of a relaunch of a console, especially something they've touted so much, and not having just one flagship IP, one game.
Here's the
thing:
they
have Forza stuff.
They do have
Forza coming out day and date though.
Forza 7 is coming out. I don't know about day and date. The thing is though, since the Crackdown 3 being pushed, like Crackdown 3 got delayed, since that news has broken, what's his name? Major Larry Herb?
Major Nelson.
Major Nelson, that guy. He's done his best to update his website and update all of his social media regularly with the news about what is actually going to happen with current games library stuff with the Xbox One X. Gears of War is getting a 4K update. Halo 5 is getting a 4K update. And those are the two that I paid attention to because they're flagships.
Mm-hmm.
But when you think about it, Halo 5 is almost 2 years old at this point. It's still getting updated in multiplayer. It's still getting updated and patched anytime anything even minuscule is revealed as being broken. And it's getting a free 4K update. I think that the age of the definitive edition for the Xbox One or the Xbox One X is kind of over, given the fact that we're getting free 4K updates for a lot of these mainstream games, a lot of these big AAA titles, and then everything else that's coming out post Xbox One X launch also includes marketing and features and stuff like that for the console.
That's a huge deal though. Like, I feel like that I want an Xbox One X. I have zero reason to get one.
Yeah.
Now, those two 4K updates for two major games, that's big. That would have swayed me more 4 or 5 months ago when they showed the damn thing off. And I would have been like, maybe I should do it. You know, I can play these games again. They'll look a lot better. But you're talking about it, 2 months from launch now? That's really not enough time for, your average consumer to pull together the money to buy this damn thing.
I agree with you. And my only response to that is like, as somebody deeply ingrained in video games, I'm not an average consumer.
I'm not either, but
and I don't think this product actually appeals to an average consumer. I don't think most 4K like marketed products appeal to the average consumer.
Oh, they don't.
You know what I mean?
Most
like,
assuredly not.
I've made the full switch over to 4K. I've done it. The only 1080p display left in my house is the bedroom TV that we use maybe once every 2-3 weeks. Okay, I am aware that I'm an outlier in terms of like what these people are looking for. But I'm excited because there's a product made for me on the console gaming side that I don't have to like build. I don't have to get an extra fucking computer. Like, it's cool to me for the same reasons that I bought like 4K televisions and I'm not worried about HDR. And, you know, I'm frustrated that Intel has locked like all of their 4K codecs behind, you know, Kaby Lake architecture. None of that is going to mean anything to a regular consumer. And I don't think that Microsoft is trying to appeal to regular consumers. I think they're trying to appeal to the people that want to play games in 4K. And that's me. You know what I mean? That's you guys, you know? That's anybody with the ability to play games in 4K that thinks that it's something that they want to pursue. Cool. You know what I mean? Like, I personally, I have a really hard time telling the difference between like 4K 60 frames a second and 1080p 120 frames a second. Like, even when I'm sitting just in front of my monitor, I still have a like hard time thinking like, oh man, this looks, you know, pretty good. But at the same time, I want to be there. You know what I mean? Right. I want to have the 4K experience and I want to be able to do those things. And the fact that a company is taking a huge risk, like huge, with all the stuff that they've manufactured, I don't know. It's cool. It appeals to me. Might not appeal to everybody else. It might fail, but I'm going to play games that look really good, and they're going to be fun. That being said, I'm not going to go through Amazon to pre-order
it. Nice way bringing that back around there. I like that.
Sorry, right. I'm one of those guys that for the last like year, everybody's been like, oh, PS4 Pro, oh, Nintendo Switch, Xbox One X. And I'm like, no, fuck off. It's actually a pretty cool goddamn piece of technology. Jesus.
No, that's, I don't know. I hate everything right now. Console one. Like I'm just at that fucking point.
We're changing the name of the show to Josh Hates Everything.
I mean, except for
episode 1.
Except for the personal computer.
No, not really happy about that either.
No, here's the thing. I'm right there with you, Josh, in that like there's something to criticize everywhere. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah,
there's something to be unhappy about with every platform available. There's very few that I'm just like, fuck you, like Nintendo. But, you know, yeah, you can enjoy things.
Blake,
you can be critical and enjoy things.
It's very easy to be critical. I'm a New York Jew. Like, it literally is in my fucking DNA. Like, that is
That's fucked up.
I mean, that is what it is. Like, it's part of who I am. But that being said...
Yeah.
But that being said, no, one of the things I pride myself on, particularly in this world that gets more and more negative, not even every year, every day gets more and more negative, is I try to be positive. So yeah, I have a hatred of Microsoft right now, but I'm always going to give them the benefit of the doubt and try to like see what they're putting out. Nintendo pisses me off a lot of time, but I'm still going to see what they do. All these different companies do a lot of stupid shit, but you know what? I'm just going to, as Harwood is saying, you're constantly calibrating your attitude on things.
Hey.
I'm stealing that shit right now.
Matt's a good chat participant. He likes to participate in the conversation. He's a good dude.
I think we had him in a lot of our E3 stuff, so.
Yep.
So what do we got next, Brad?
Next on the docket is a sad story for all of us here, especially Josh.
I legitimately cried. I'm not even kidding. I literally cried in bed over this. And Cheryl told me, like, she told me it's okay. Things, don't worry about it. Like, not cry. Like, I wasn't like weeping, but like I got teary eyed. She's like, don't worry, it's gonna be okay. You're a little bitch, but it's gonna be okay.
Did she really call you a little bitch?
Oh, anytime I cry, she could be crying over the exact same TV show, but if I cry, I'm a little bitch or stop being a twat.
She calls you a twat?
Yeah,
that's horrible.
She's so verbally abusive to him.
You know, she really
you could record this and make so much money of her doing it.
Why do you think I've been trying to get her in on Let's Plays with me and stuff like that? Because she's mean to me. but in a love, it's all loving, and God, I love it. Are you kidding me? Actually,
once she gets comfortable with you, she'll be mean to you too.
Oh,
wait,
good,
who?
Good.
She's mean to everyone when she gets comfortable with people. I mean, she was when we were doing raids and stuff. She was pretty mean to you, Brad.
It caught me off guard because you don't expect it.
Oh, no, because she's a loving, sweet, woman, but she could be an ass, and in a wonderful way. But that's
so what we're talking about here, other than your wife calling you terrible names, Mass Effect Andromeda is story support. It's over.
Done.
There's nothing more. They will continue multiplayer updates, but the story is what it is. So there's not going to be any DLC. There's not even going to be any more balances or fixes. 1.10 is the end.
It's done. It's completely kaput. That's it for Mass Effect Andromeda and for Mass Effect as a whole.
Effect, period, for right now.
For gaming, they're going to continue forward. There is a book coming out sometime later this year that's going to be about the Quarians, the Quarian arc, which people keep being like, "Oh, you're writing a book instead of giving us DLC and ripping us off." It's like, no, the book's actually been completed for like 6 months. And it was a planned thing that was like loosely announced almost a whole 6 months to a year before Andromeda came out. That's how books work. They take a while to write.
Yeah.
It's not like they just were like, yeah, we're going to cancel the game and next Tuesday we're going to finish this book.
I'm just imagining like 50,000 dudes with anime Twitter avatars and like fucking waifus basically sitting there going like, so EA took the money that they were going to make more Mass Effect with and put it in a book.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome.
I know. Well, no, that thing is, you're joking a little bit, but that is what's happening. And then it's also the people being like, well, this sucks. Why'd they cancel, why'd they putting all the resources into Anthem? It's like,
because it's a new IP.
It's a new IP. Also, Anthem, I've said this now in 3 podcasts, it'll be the 3rd time. Anthem is not why Andromeda isn't getting support. Andromeda's not getting support because people threw temper tantrums. The game, Andromeda had problems. I will stand by this. It was not a perfect game. It had animation issues. It had story issues. It had character issues. It had support issues for how the game was put together. Did it have the best gameplay of all the games? I would say yes. It had its issues. But I will, I said this in there's a Mass Effect Andromeda full review podcast. Of course, being Constantly Calibrating, we're coming out late with it because it only just got recorded 2 weeks ago or 3 weeks ago that I recorded. But in it, I stated, and I stand by this, Andromeda is my favorite of the 4 Mass Effect games. And the reason is because I love the gameplay. I prefer the gameplay over anything in the trilogy. Mm-hmm. The story is not as good, but the sense of exploration and what can be out there and that mystery is as strong as it was in the original Mass Effect. I never really liked Mass Effect 2 and 3 as much as a lot of other people did, because what I loved about the original Mass Effect was that sense of discovery, that openness, that world building. Yeah. That with 2 and 3, I understood the world and it was less magical. Right. Andromeda brought that magic back for me with gameplay I preferred. Was it as well written? As I said, no. But it gave me what I wanted.
So, I mean, there's not a lot more to the story. It's over. So I'm going to pose a question that I didn't prime you for. How do you want to see it come back?
I really love the story of the Riders. I legitimately really like it, and I like a lot of the characters in Andromeda. But I think that they should jump to some other point. I think it should. If it comes back, it could still be in the Andromeda universe. It could be Mass Effect Andromeda 2. But I actually kind of want it to be the same thing I proposed for my dream for Andromeda 2, which is jumping forward 50 to 100 years and seeing a more developed Andromeda.
Justin, thoughts?
No, I don't have any.
None? Not about Mass Effect?
Not about Mass Effect. I didn't have anything about Amazon and Best Buy because, I made the switch over to digital. I can't remember the last time.
This fucking guy over here. You've got 19 hard drives, and you're like, meh, whatever.
Oh man,
I'm
run out
good.
of hard drive space. Gotta get another hard drive.
That's
Not
terrible.
uninstall. Just
Yeah.
add
Yeah.
more memory.
No, I
Samsung
get you,
Evos
I
are on
get you.
sale for $150.
Ugh, goddamn,
Here's a
dude.
fun comment from Matt. A part of me wants to see the creation of the Mass Effect relays prior to Shepard's escapades. So that would be something jumping back to like the start of the Reapers, essentially. On
Yeah,
that,
pretty much. That'd be
something
cool.
something like having nothing to do with humans, some far flung point, a completely different Reaper. One of the earlier Reaper cullings, essentially, as it was, would actually be kind of interesting to see. Brand new races to play with, brand new races to do stuff with. I could see something like that.
I could see it, but it'll never fly without humans.
Oh God, no.
It
No,
won't sell.
So
I would
all right.
agree.
I feel like everybody has adequately offered an opinion. Justin. So I'm gonna say something probably not popular with Josh. I think that the Mass Effect series is like the golden retriever puppy you get when you're 5. You have an amazing time, and there's a lot of great moments, and over the years, that first decade, it's amazing. It's great. Mass Effect 1, 2, and 3 is what I'm talking about. It's awesome. Then one day, you come home from college, and the dog has tumors, and it smells bad, and it's in pain, and much like Mass Effect Andromeda, it can't quite move its face right. And you kind of have to talk to your parents, which is EA in this case. And you got to convince them, just pay for the surgery. Just get it removed, fix all the problems, and then, everything will be fine. And then your parents, EA in this case, look at the dog and they go, it's been a good 14 years. He's had a good life. I don't want to pay to fix this dog. So then you come home from college again, and there's a fresh-faced new puppy called Anthem, or whatever the fuck. And you've got to learn to love that one.
God.
Because the other one is rotting behind the garage. And it had to be put out of its misery.
Somebody fucking clip this right now.
I literally just wrote in chat, somebody please clip this because I can't,
So-
it's not loading for me.
Okay, fucking funny allegory aside.
God, it's funny, but I want to cry
tale
too.
aside. I recently played through the Mass Effect trilogy. Josh and Justin were actually, I think, you guys dropped in on it a couple of times.
Mhm.
But
God.
I loved Mass Effect 1 and I loved Mass Effect 2. Mass Effect 3 was a thing, but I had a good time with all 3 of those games. I saw what I wanted to see from Andromeda, and then I never picked it up, honestly. So I don't know how true my next couple of statements are going to be. Feel free to chime in, Josh. I think that it was time for Mass Effect to die, and I think that it should stay dead unless EA is willing to hand over the property to somebody else for them to do a completely different take on it. Only because, like, Mass Effect was once great. Mass Effect was once, like, one of the best games in the industry, and it had some of the best, like, mechanics, storytelling, like, everything that you could think of. And with Andromeda, it had a lot of the original DNA, but there were too many changes. There wasn't enough that people liked. And, honestly, I think EA shooting it in the face instead of fixing it to appease all these people that were fucking pissed off and angry, I feel like that's awesome. That's awesome. Mass Effect 3, you had everybody fucking complaining. You had everybody, like, pissed the fuck off. Like, oh, patch the ending, fix the ending. Ending's bullshit. BioWare and EA were like, oh, okay. And they took care of it. Whereas with Andromeda, everybody's pissed the fuck off. Nobody gives them any slack, even when they did make changes, even when they did fix stuff. And at the end of it, EA and BioWare are going like, you know what? Fuck you people. We're not going to support the game anymore. We're not going to do anything for this game. You guys complain every time we try to help or every time we try to do something. There you go. It's done. It's done. Rip the Band-Aid, move on. Like, I hate to sound like really negative about it, but in my mind, the most positive thing that could have happened is that Mass Effect dies completely and the people that worked on it move on and do something else. And maybe there's some original Mass Effect DNA there. But no, like this, I was happy when I heard that Mass Effect died. Like, I love the original so much, and I love the original series so much, and it's so fresh for me because I played it in the last, 9 months. I don't want to see this crumbly, decaying thing kept alive by microtransactions and shitty DLC and terrible storytelling and bug fixes and shit. I don't want to see that. I would much rather remember Mass Effect the way that it was and not deal with any of that other stuff.
So, opinion that may surprise people. Someone who started a business called Constantly Calibrating, literally with the purpose, podcast
about Mass Effect.
Well, to talk about Mass Effect 3 and to defend Mass Effect in
Right.
3. I kind of agree.
Wow, shit! I didn't think that was gonna happen. I thought you were gonna be like, "No, fuck you! I love Mass Effect. I love my backpack."
I love Mass Effect. I love my backpacks. Thank you very much, sir.
His backpacks got
I love
jets.
my Mass Effect stuff. I love my model of the Tempest that I just got. This thing's so pretty. Why
am I not fucking surprised that he literally reached out of frame and grabbed it and was like, "I love it. It's here."
That's just one of them, dude.
Yeah.
They're all right in front of him.
Oh,
All right.
Blake, look over here.
Yeah. No,
All
I got you. I understand.
I'm that streamer who for some reason puts all of his stuff behind the camera. I got to fix that one day.
Yeah, it's generally a pretty accepted tactic to just go ahead and put everything right behind you so people can look at it and appreciate it.
Yeah, I know. Well, when we convince him to move here, he's going to help me move the whole desk onto this side.
Sure.
So yeah,
it'll be cool. Also,
no,
can we just talk about the gentleman claptrap over here?
yes.
That I definitely didn't pay the $800 for. But yeah, no, it's fine. It's all good. I'm glad you agree with me.
No. So what I'm saying is, when the news first happened, I got really upset. The death of Mass Effect, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But when I didn't even stop to think about it, while I was still upset, I was just like, EA made the right call. I 100% saw it. The community was toxic. The community was exaggeratively toxic. Getting worse and worse and worse, making up stuff or creating these situations that made no fucking sense half the damn time, and it just blew up and it went on, and they were threats and ridiculous stuff and things taken out of context. From a business standpoint, EA would have been stupid to fucking support Mass Effect at that point. Okay, fine, maybe it's not the majority of your fan base, but when the vocal minority is that vocal and toxic and telling you to fuck off and die and we're done with your franchise and all this shit, no, get out, done. It was a smart decision. Focus your energies as a company on what would it be, on Anthem and Dragon Age 4. You know what I mean? Put your efforts into those things. And then again, as Mass Effect person, I was fine with the ending of Mass Effect trilogy. If that had never progressed from there, I would have been fine. When they first announced Andromeda, I even said, I'm so excited. I also kind of don't care if this doesn't come to fruition. Right. I like the books. I like the comics. I like everything about it. I love this series, but it was like with Star Wars when it was just a single trilogy, even when it was 2 trilogies. I don't need anything else. I'm really good where I'm at. I've enjoyed these aspects. I'm good with it. You give me more, make it good, and I'll of course I'm going to buy into it. But when it comes to storylines, there's actually, even with Andromeda's ending, I'm curious about the Quarian stuff, but frankly, I don't care enough. The story was decent. I don't really care where it progresses. I'm good if Andromeda just is a single game. They even promoted it originally as it might just be a single game. So again, totally cool with that. The only series BioWare does that I actually am deeply invested in is Dragon Age, which is why I'm wearing a Dragon Age shirt. You know what I mean? Because I'm so deeply invested in that I've read all the books of that series 2 times over. I know more Dragon Age lore than probably Star Wars or anything else because I'm obsessed with lore. And conversely, I think Mass Effect has amazing gameplay and a good, enjoyable, interesting take on science fiction story. Not phenomenal. Dragon Age, I think, is shitty gameplay throughout all the games. But I love the story so much that I put up with it.
He's not wrong.
Unpopular opinion, I think the only Dragon Age game to date that had good combat was Dragon Age 2.
That's the one. That's the one that no one likes, right?
That's the one that everyone hates. That got too actiony and
wow.
became too simplistic. I liked it. It was too. It's too much. Like, but I'm not a tactical RPG person, so that's not surprising.
So I'm gonna answer my own question here. I know how I want to see this come back, and it will probably be no surprise to Justin or Josh. I want to see them go back to Andromeda 50, 100 years established in the future.
Mm-hmm.
Make it a goddamn MMO. You will soar with that shit.
Oh yeah, I mean, a Bioware made MMO with similarities to how Old Republic's done stuff, in the modern Old Republic's done stuff. No, they would take off. Personally, I would love to see Mass Effect as an MMO, but I would also love to see, as Blake was saying, other people get their hands on it. And I want to see a Telltale game, personally.
In that variation, I want to see... I was going to say sci-fi, but not sci-fi. They don't have enough budget. I want to see Netflix or Hulu do the origin of the Mass Effect universe from the human standpoint, the discovery of the arcs, or not the arcs, the mass relays.
So you want to see the so yeah. Whenever people talk about the Mass Effect movie, that's never going to happen. Seriously, give up on this.
I don't want a movie. I want a series.
No, but whenever people talk about that, I'm always like, no, TV show. But this has been going on for so long that people are like, what? How could you do a TV show? Now that we have Netflix serial dramas, now we have stuff like The Expanse and things like that, proves you do Mass Effect. I want to see, as I agree with you, Mass Effect from right at the dawn of the discovery of the Prothean ruins on Mars, or shortly thereafter. And then you end season 1 with the Relay 314 incident, the First Contact War.
That'd be cool.
Yep.
With the discovery of the Turians. The whole first season is just humans, no aliens. But make it an 8-episode season.
I would go for 10, depending.
10 episodes. Do you guys... This is a roundabout question that's going to get back to Mass Effect, I promise. But do you guys watch like Netflix originals?
Some stuff. Yeah, it depends what it is.
It has to catch my attention.
Okay, let me put it this way. Have you guys watched any of the like non-Marvel, non-existing franchise?
Yeah, Marco Polo was a really good show that I never got around to season 2. It really disappointed when it got canceled. Narcos was amazing. I missed the last episode of the first season, but I loved the shit out of that show.
I'm watching Narcos right now. Okay.
Yeah.
Now, what I love about Narcos is that they're explaining a very complex issue by building bricks of story and including all of the relevant like people and characters and stuff from history as the bricks of those stories. And they start the first episode in the future. They start the first episode in like, here's where I'm at, and here's what gets me to this point. And, like, a lot of major characters die within the first, like, 15, 20 minutes of the first episode of Narcos. And then they go through it and they, like, explain all the events that lead up to this. They explain, like, why this character had to die. Why this character dying is not a bad thing or it's a good thing or whatever. Like, they did that, okay? That kind of, like, really awesome interconnected story structure that also makes sense and, like, builds up the whole, like, story of, you know... Yeah, Pablo Escobar kind of looks like he's a Bolivian dude who looks kind of paunchy and like a dad, and you know, but he is one of the worst criminals in all of history, and here's why. And then they don't just like show you, for want of a better comparison, they don't just show you like Hitler right before he died. They show you him like growing to be that villain. With Mass Effect, with the humanity like discovers the mass relays thing, or even with like the events leading up to the Contact War, like there are so many things there you could build piece by piece by piece by piece that eventually, if the show fucking ends with the introduction of like Shepard or like a glimpse of the Normandy, you're done. It's complete.
I know, that would be
so
perfect
good and awesome. And that's, yeah, I mean, I agree with you guys. 8 to 10 episodes, season by season, leading up to the eventual point of, like, here's where Mass Effect started. Like,
yeah, because
the Mass Effect series as a trilogy of games, like, gets heavy. and it gets heavy pretty quickly, and then it gets heavier as it goes on. The more you really feel for the characters, and the more you really get invested. I don't think that Netflix is going to be able to have a successful show if it's just like, yo, Space Marines, sci-fi dudes, aliens, and then it's like, okay,
Right.
man, whatever. Like, tell
Right.
me you're the Iron Fist 20 times, and we'll call this a show.
But
It's just to me the real like the difficulty gap there is like you have to get EA to agree to want to like work in tandem with that, and at this point the message from EA has been pretty clear. We're done. We're not dealing with that. We're not going to talk about it. So if it does come back, it's fucking EA has to lose like millions of dollars, and they got to reach like way deep into their pockets to scrounge up some change and make like a last ditch effort to win back public opinion and money. But I just feel like it's dead, and I'm happy about it, and I don't want to be happy about it, but I am.
The only reason, okay, it's going to continue on in other media, yada yada yada, all that fun stuff. The only reason I am hopeful at all of that is the fact that somebody asked Casey Hudson. Casey Hudson was the creative director on the first 2 Mass Effect games, left BioWare to go do his own thing, and then with Aaron Flynn recently stepping down, came back as the general manager now of BioWare as a whole. Somebody made a comment, with Casey Hudson back, and BioWare, believe me, it's not the last thing we've seen in Mass Effect. They'll be back with a vengeance. Casey said, yes, I love Mass Effect too much to not want to work on it again in the future. Thanks for the support, means everything for the team. So Casey is a Mass Effect fucking fanboy. Has stated, I mean, it's his project, not surprisingly. Mass Effect will be back in some way, shape, or form, gaming wise. I just hope they're smart and we don't hear a thing for 5 years. Yes. I don't want to hear one thing. I don't want to hear a rumor for 5 fucking years.
Go fucking hibernate, dude.
Yeah.
Like, just go.
I want it to be essentially Kingdom Hearts 3, except we're not waiting for it.
yes, God,
We don't know about it.
I don't
We
even
don't know
care
about
about
it.
Kingdom Hearts 3 anymore.
No,
so
I don't.
The funniest meme I've ever seen in my life with Kingdom Hearts 3 involved was Kingdom Hearts 3 coming soon 2018 is the title of Kingdom Hearts 3, not actually the release date. It's just going to be called Coming 2018.
You know what?
Oh.
Nothing even remotely would fucking surprise me at this point with that. Apparently, though, according to Tetsuya Nomura, he finally made a comment he tried to be off the record, but it got published. He made a comment that it's 100% Square's fault. He would have Kingdom Hearts 3 out by now if it wasn't for them. Like he said a really nasty comment about it. They got published.
Well, didn't he also say, I think I saw that article / the transcript of that conversation. Didn't he also say at the same time, like, there are parts of the Final Fantasy VII remake that are more done than Kingdom Hearts 3?
Mm-hmm.
Like,
yeah, he's made a lot of comments right now that's just like the priorities are ridiculous.
I love that dude to death, because when it comes down to him, like, actually being straight and, like, saying shit the way that it is,
Mm-hmm.
it's exactly how he feels, and it's because the Square Enix rep isn't in the room. Like,
yeah.
Oh my God. I love it. I love it so much, because he was also the guy that like came out when Kingdom Hearts 2 was like 5 years after the first game. I can't remember. It was fucking like 2005 when this happened. But he basically came out and was like, "Oh yeah, no, we're still doing the Disney thing. And we're going to put more Final Fantasy stuff in there, and like people for whatever reason want to see like Sephiroth and Cloud fight in Kingdom Hearts instead of in their own game, so that's going to be in there too." Like he gets to a point where he's so fucking done with Square and so fucking done with like the whole project that he's like, fuck it. I'll spoil my game before it's out. I don't care. And it's like, don't do that. But at the same time, please do that more.
It's kind of that like best of both worlds kind of an amazing kind of thing. So no, I love the guy.
We need more developers that get off their leashes away from their handlers.
I would wholeheartily agree with that. I mean, that was...
I do not.
No?
Sean Murray, that's why.
Yeah.
Sean Murray was his own thing, and
he was independent. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The nicest thing we could possibly, the collective of Constantly Calibrating, the nicest thing that we could possibly say about Sean Murray is that at least Peter Molyneux isn't that joke anymore.
Oh my... I still say that my favorite joke about No Man's Sky was, you'll find at the center of the galaxy when you get there, a picture of Peter Molyneux signed. That was my favorite fucking joke, and the fact that No Man's Sky didn't just patch that in is the only reason why I stopped playing it, because I actually thoroughly enjoyed that game. And I've heard phenomenal things. Tom on our team said the updated PC thing is absolutely enjoyable. He hadn't played it previously. He'd watched Let's Plays.
Oh, wow, really?
But he loves the shit out of it. I have it on PlayStation. I may go back and play it because I had fun with it.
I'm done. I'm done with the survival building archetype games for a while. I'm burnt out on those. Can't do it anymore.
We need a new genre.
Well, speaking of building survival things, kind of skipping a thing, but it's just a perfect segue. Fortnite just announced survival mode.
Okay.
Which we like.
I have some questions about Fortnite.
Sure,
right?
lay it on us. Go.
Because you guys have all been playing it. You've had a good time.
Good enough.
Good enough.
At some point when everybody was talking, somebody was like, "Oh, is the game good?" And somebody replied, "Oh, I'm not saying it's good, but I like it and it's enjoyable."
I think that might have been something.
Yeah, I think that might have been you. Here's my thing about Fortnite. It's gonna have, if it doesn't already, it has like a retail release, right?
It is a retail release, and it's
Okay.
early access, which we constantly make fun of that.
It's early access, but here's the thing. It goes free to play in a year.
August.
In a year.
That's what I keep hearing. Next August.
Why the fuck is anybody buying it now?
You get a lot of shit.
They give you a lot of shit. I mean, it's no different than a collector's kind of thing. The reason
and you're not going to lose your levels and your items and all the stuff that you've built up.
I'm not saying that they're gonna like wipe servers or do anything to like roll back stuff. I just, God, this sounds so pessimistic of me, but I don't see the point in paying legitimate real dollars for a physical copy of a game that's gonna go free to play in a year. If I could just save that money now and then put it towards the in-game whatever in a year when the game's presumably better. And like, to me, this just smells like cash grab.
Oh, there's
You know what
no
I mean?
question it is. And the way I looked at it is most of the people buying in to start were I hate the term, but the influencers, the content creators who wanted to be right on the bottom floor, like on the ground floor. They this was an opportunity to form a relationship with Epic, for starters, who is at this point still a major developer, and they do a lot of major things. So this is an opportunity for that, and it was an opportunity to get on the ground floor of what was obviously going to be a popular game. At least for a short while, give it at least a good couple of weeks, kind of thing. And then from there, it spread around to the fans of those people, and that's what made it a good seller. But no, I bought into it just because of Brad's excitement, and because he sold me a standard edition that he got. And
cool.
Yeah, essentially. So, and that's what got Ryan to buy in as well, because I upgraded. I am not disappointed with the money I've put into the game personally. The upgraded. I thoroughly enjoy it. Again, I do not think it's that great of a game. I think its half-assed tower defense is problematic, but it has potential, and that's what I like about it right now. And I think if they really put the effort in, I think it could just be a really fun game to stream and play with friends and drink. That's what I really like about it.
Okay.
And the survival mode, I think, has a lot of potential. It's more than a lot of other survival games that I've bought into or gotten review codes for of late.
It's similar yet different enough to feel good overall. And the key thing is, while it may not be great, it is fun. Even more so with your friends.
It's a problem. I actually have had trouble playing it since playing it with you guys on Saturday morning.
That's something that we, as a company, look for a lot, is games that aren't necessarily great, but they're fun for us to play as a team. And we may only play some of these games 3 or 4 times, but that's almost always worth it, especially if we can get some content out of it.
The game that I can sit down and just be cracking up laughing, like Crackdown 2 is an awful fucking game, and I hated it when it first came out, but years later, after it came out, sitting down and playing it with Brad, Justin, and Thad,
God, that was fun.
So much fun. We did nothing. It was barely even a video to release, and I think we streamed one of them and we didn't release the other video because there was not really enough to really make an enjoyable video to watch, but playing it, I had so much fun doing it. So that's how I feel about Fortnite. Was Saturday morning, I had just a shit ton of fun playing with Brad and Justin, and the 9 or 10 seconds here and there when Ryan's computer wasn't exploding. It was just an enjoyable experience, and I look forward to playing with some of our other friends and things like that, and look forward to jumping in and out of the game over the next year as they update it.
Okay, this is the last sentiment I'm going to express about Fortnite. I've just checked, at least on Twitch, Fortnite as a game has 940 total viewers right now. And most of those are spread out amongst big streamers that have like decent sized audiences right now. It's on like the 5th page of Twitch. Like you gotta dig to find it. And everything that I'm seeing so far about this game actually reminds me of another game, Battleborn.
So it has definitely the Gearbox art style. It definitely has a mix somewhere between Battleborn and Borderlands.
To be fair, we liked Battleborn when it came out.
Well, see, here's what I'm going to follow this up with. You guys have been talking about how you like playing games together and it's fun, and that's what makes this a good game, is that it may not be the most popular, the most like well put together, but it is still a game that you guys enjoy playing together, right?
Yes.
Right.
It's going to go free to play in a year. I'm about to Google, is Battleborn free to play yet?
It was announced.
It was announced, but I don't know if it's happened yet.
I think it happens in October, I want to say.
I think that this type of game has an audience, and when you have a group of friends playing together, it's fun. It doesn't necessarily need to be popular to be a success, but I don't know if, not that I don't love you guys, I don't know if it warrants $40 of my money to play this game when I know that it's going to be free to play in a year, when I know that I could just spend $30 on PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds and have a great time with 4 of my friends doing nonsensical bullshit, rather than playing an archetype / genre of wave survival type game that we've seen a lot of. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah.
I want it to succeed up until the point that it goes free to play, and then I'll try it out, and then I'll play it with my friends and stuff. But I don't know, man. I can't shake this. I can't shake this feeling that it's not worth my time until I can invest in it with a group of friends, and then even then, I need to be at a place where I have that time. And it doesn't make sense to me, like business-wise, from Epic, for them to just put this game out in this state after they've been talking about it for almost a decade and expect people to take it seriously. You know what I mean?
I think my theory on this game, on Fortnite, is that, yes, people have been talking about it for like damn near a decade. It was announced and then forgotten about. I think Epic put it out in the waters, put it out there literally because they wanted to see, should we keep working on this game? I think it was one of those games that had been worked on for so long, like a StarCraft Ghost, or that kind of thing, that was a known entity being worked on for so fucking long that they were just like, God, does anyone give a shit about this? Is this game even worth it? We're having problems with it, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Should we invest money in it? You know what? Put it on early access, dupe people with consoles into thinking it's a real game. Let's see what happens. And they put it out in the wild, and that was what determined whether the game gets continued funding.
And something else that you mentioned earlier, a reason that we are going to probably jump on titles like this, and maybe continue to jump on titles like this, is there's always, whenever there's a chance for it to be not just successful for us, but to create relationships possibly with a publisher, it's worth that time and investment. Because if you create that relationship, the next time they pull this shit, we're getting free codes.
And that's the kind of thing so essentially I jump on any game nowadays if someone on the team makes a convincing argument, and there's enough interest. What I saw in Fortnite was the ability that I could play it for solo streaming, I could play it with duo streaming, I could play it with 4 people streaming. Same thing I felt about PlayerUnknown Battlegrounds. There was enough enjoyable insanity, I guess you could say, to make a game. PlayerUnknown Battlegrounds is a far superior game with that kind of emergent storytelling, without a question. But I felt this had at least the potential enough to justify that $40 price tag. So, we'll see how I feel about that in a few weeks. I have a history of making very bad gaming decisions, so
I have a history of getting blamed for them.
If I don't blame you, I blame Justin.
Mm-hmm.
But I am, it's every 10 episodes it gets brought up. I am the jackass with a lifetime subscription to Star Trek Online.
You're the one who brings that up, though.
And Champions Online. No, because it needs to be, I should suffer for this. Star Trek's not as bad. Champions is really bad.
So, and I'm going to defend myself in advance. Well, I don't know what this is, but I make no guarantees of what I'm going to do with Fortnite once Destiny 2's out.
Oh, I had no expectation of you playing anything with us ever again. I figured it was just going to be, hey, Brad, a comment, hey, we're doing the podcast Destiny 2. No, that's not the topic, Destiny 2. Brad, we're going to record Destiny 2. That's my expectation that if we're not playing
I'll Skype in and I'll screen share the PlayStation to you while I'm playing. Y'all just fucking talk.
Yeah, we'll just talk and you'll just see Brad off in his corner.
I don't know
we'll
how similar... I don't know how similar Destiny 2 is going to be to the first game, but
not at all.
We might get him back after like a week.
No.
Given the amount of content.
I don't know, Brad is pretty easily addicted to these kind of things.
Is massive compared to the first game.
Okay.
I believe you.
There.
I believe you
there.
because I want to. Because
It's
I want
there,
to
dude.
believe you.
It's there. Don't believe me. Believe the early reviews.
I didn't believe in
50+ hours of storyline, 80-something missions. It's there.
I don't have the fucking money to believe it. I just bought some guy who won a contest 2 months ago a copy of Battlefront 2. I don't have money. Speaking of which, we have 300 followers. We really need to come up with a contest thing.
Really?
Yeah, we had 300 followers last Monday during the show. I made a joke comment of, we're at 296. Let's see if we could hit 300 tonight. And we hit 304 during the podcast.
Did you get any headshots done in your modeling shoot?
You could give those away.
Headshots, no.
Whoa.
Oh.
Let's stop there.
I mean, if we do a giveaway, I'll throw in some Borderlands stuff and like some promo things that I've had lying around. I have a custom gold claptrap keychain that we could give away.
That could be a fun thing just to put together a whole rigmarole.
Yeah, I have a bunch of the. Have you guys ever done any of the like little metal Earth models where you like bend them and put them together and they're made out of like aluminum and they look neat?
That shit looks like it's gonna cut your hands all to pieces.
Yeah.
I got the one with Halo 5, and I'm like, I'm not gonna touch this because I'll end up in the hospital.
That fucking thing. Okay, that fucking thing is like a master level Metal Earth model. I have no idea why they would put something like that in a fucking collector's edition that's going out to like thousands of people. Like, fuck, if I had gotten that and like someone had said like, oh yeah, this is that model thing, they're really cool. Given how finicky and like fucking hard to put together that thing is, you put that into anybody's hands, they're gonna be like, wow, I see these all over the place. I think they're really cool. I thought they were really cool. Not anymore. Not anymore. This sucks. This sucks.
I didn't open mine. I was like, nope, I'm gonna end up in the hospital with my hands shredded trying to
If you use they have like a tool kit.
I'm not gonna go buy a tool
No.
kit.
Listen. It's literally like a mini pair of needle nose pliers and some tweezers. So if you have like a mini pair of needle nose pliers and some tweezers, you can put everything together. I personally like them. I like the Star Wars ones. I put on some chill music, just go to town on them, and then put them together and be like, wow, this doesn't look anything like the picture on the box, but cool. They're neat.
Yeah.
I think they're cool.
I have I think I have a TIE Fighter one. I was looking to see if it was over there.
Yeah.
It's still in its box that Cherno and I bought at Disney 2 years ago. I think it was Roran's first trip, so actually that'd be last year.
Is it just like the regular TIE Fighter, or is it the Darth Vader TIE Fighter?
No, I think it was a First Order TIE Fighter. For some reason, I feel
Okay. Because I was gonna say the fucking The Darth Vader TIE Fighter is like one of the easiest ones to put together, and that's the only one that I've successfully put together.
I'm gonna stick to Legos.
Fuck, man. I found out, okay, this is so off topic. I found a company in China that makes the Master Builder fucking Millennium Falcon, the like $2,500, like 67,000 piece model. I found a company in China that sells it for $150. And I'm like, oh, I want it. I want it so bad. It's ridiculous.
I think they're actually gonna redo the Falcon again.
Really?
There's an announcement coming up, I think in October, maybe sooner. Yeah. There was a teaser. Like I clicked like Lego on Facebook a long time ago, and now I see their videos, and there was like a teaser, and all I saw was a bunch of star stuff, but there was like a little BB-8 that went flying by when they were doing this pixel put together shit, and I was like, there's BB-8.
Is it going to be like a Master Builder Series BB-8? Because that'd be rad.
Well, no, it was like the little minifig BB-8.
Oh, yeah,
you saw him fly by as there's pieces coming together and shit.
Yeah.
But they're advertising it as the biggest Star Wars Lego set ever. So the only thing that makes sense is another Falcon.
I don't think you guys understand how badly I want like a clear box coffee table to put a giant fucking Lego spaceship in.
I've seen that.
I'm with that
as well.
I want to do that so bad.
So, I think we're getting close to the end of our time here.
Yeah, literally had Charnel just message me. Your son really wants to see you. He misses you. Are you almost done?
Oh.
So,
God,
yeah, it was dinner time like 30 minutes ago.
So, the only other thing that was on the docket tonight was we had the eclipse here in the Americas today. And I didn't see shit because there was rain and clouds. So, these fucking glasses were useless, except for like 5 seconds.
You showed us in the pre-show. It won't mean anything to the audio listeners, but for the video viewers, show people the glasses.
Okay, so these things are serious business. If I'm going to turn them around and put it up to the camera. It's completely blacks anything out that is not like sunlight level. All right, I'm going to pick up a LED flashlight for you.
Somebody.
Amazing.
Somebody fucking spray painted some 3D glasses black and took you for a ride.
No, like you look up and literally the only thing you can see is this little orange ball of lava in the sky. That's all you see.
No,
That's cool, though. That's cool,
I messed with that as well for the little bit that one of my coworkers were there. He came in the showroom in his cool glasses. We looked at him. He said, "Okay, I'm going home to get high now," and he left. And that was, I'm like, awesome. It was kind of cool.
I would be afraid I'd accidentally look at the sun without him if I was high.
Yeah, no, you trump it. But anyways,
I was waiting for that.
Couldn't resist. That being said, no, what is it? I threw myself off there with that. No, so with the whole Eclipse thing, though, those glasses are ridiculous. I got my car repaired today. Some repair work done on my wife's car before Justin and I drive up to the GameStop Expo.
Woo-hoo!
And Justin's getting excited. We might actually have a working car to get up there. So I took him over, and the guy asked me, "Hey, did you look at the Eclipse?" I told him like a brief thing. I'm like, "Yeah, did you guys look at it?" He's like, "Yeah, we had like all these leftover like limo tinted windows, so we all just like stacked them up on some boards and just laid down underneath it in the street."
That's awesome.
And I'm like, "That is the coolest fucking thing in the world. Please tell me somebody took a picture of that." That just sounds...
Granted, they could have just used the welding masks that are in their garage.
I've seen the welding mask pictures too. The green, it looked really cool.
Jim, who does the Admit One podcast and works with Constantly Calibrating, he did a welding mask one. So
cool.
That's definitely one way of doing it.
My better half, like I have one. She's a teacher, so she taught all of her her kids how to make like pinhole cameras and pinhole viewers.
I hated those things.
What she did is she basically like didn't let the kids look directly into the sun, and turn around and like basically see the eclipse via the like manufacture of a pinhole camera, and it looked really cool. It was really neat.
They're really cool, but I remember doing that shit in like 4th or 5th grade, and I hated it because I was like, this is Can I just look at it?
You're one of those kids that was like, man, this sucks. This is bullshit. Ah! And then your face like melts like the guy from Indiana Jones, and it explains why you are the way that you are. And
maybe. Now our kids were out of school, so it was me and the kids on the front porch going,
yeah,
it's cloudy. And I turned on NASA on Twitch, and we saw it like 4 times.
That's
so
cool.
We're good.
But no, yeah, eclipses happen. Did any spooky supernatural stuff happen to anybody?
No. I was gonna make a joke, but I mean, inexplicably got an erection, but that's pretty standard. So,
all right.
I just love it. And hello, Velvet Nightmare. That's a great time to hop in.
So
wonderful. Okay, that's about it. I had a story about eclipses when I was a kid, but I don't have time to tell it right now. So if somebody remembers, ask me next Monday.
Okay, all right. The eclipse, the eclipses, the 2001 Mitsubishi Eclipse that you were found in the back of as a child. Yeah, sure.
My son's literally imminently coming down the hall, so it's like he's edging closer and closer.
All right, say hi to him from us. We love your kids. They're great.
Apparently, Velvet heard erection. She's sticking around. We're literally ending this.
So, guys, we do have to get out of here.
I'd say the most spooky thing he's experienced is Josh explaining the calendar. So,
all right, we have to get out of here. So, until next time, we thank you all for joining us. We were here every Monday evening at 9 Eastern, 6 Pacific, Constantly Calibrating, twitch.tv. That's completely backwards, but figure it the fuck out. You're smart. And if you're not, you probably shouldn't be here anyway. I love you. I'm totally botching this tonight. We are on Facebook, Constantly Calibrating. We are on we are on God dang it.
Twitch.tv/Constantly Calibrating, YouTube.com/ConCalPod, Facebook.com/Constantly Calibrating. Hi, Roran.
Twitter, we are at ConCalPod. I couldn't remember the word Twitter.
I dared him to come in here and do that. I told him
What?
to come in here and speak that in the face.
The audio listeners are going to have a great time.
Yes, they are.
All right. Hi, my love. You're a wonderful little boy. I'm going to be out for dinner in a sec, buddy.
Where are you?
I'm going to be out for dinner. Go with Mommy. I'll be right out. I'll be right, sweetness. I'll be right out. Love of my life here. Okay. I think that's everything. I don't really care at this point.
Go.
No, he's.
Oh, there he goes.
Constant Calibrating on iTunes. ConstantCalibrating.com/CC iTunes. Review, please. Would appreciate reviews, everyone.
All right. So, again, we would like to thank you, Blake, for joining us tonight.
No problem, man.
Are you streaming tonight?
I am streaming. Yeah, I actually I have to go get food.
I'm actually remembering to shout you out this time
in a minute. So we were a little bit like a few minutes later streaming today.
Yeah.
My dog stole an entire hamburger out of my hands.
Oh.
So I didn't get to finish eating before we started the stream. So I will be streaming tonight. But it'll probably be around like 10:15ish. And yeah,
That's
everybody
time.
that follows me on Twitter already knows I tweeted about it already. But yeah, if you guys want to go do that, you're already on Twitch watching the podcast. You can go to twitch.tv/Superblake. I will probably be playing something nice and easy and fun. Overwatch, probably.
I think I just got my favorite cheer that I've ever seen. Hold on, give me a second. I want to read it, even though we don't usually do this on the podcast. Screw it. That child convinced me to give you my bits. Thank you so much for your bits. They are appreciated.
Racy. All right.
So
I think that's it.
Yeah.
Are we good?
Yeah, I think that
like the whole podcast. I have nothing.
That's a podcast.
Good night,
guys.
everybody. Go home.
Until next week, we'll come back to you hopefully with something decent from Gamescom.
And you're also going to have Justin and I coming back from GameStop Expo. We're going to be driving back that morning.
Oh, fuck. Say hi to the Kind of Funny dudes.
Oh, always do.
Yeah.
I'm working on a new shirt right now that I'm going to give Greg at the show if it gets printed in time.
Get it
That'll be
printed.
fun.
Do it.
And it's
do
literally
do it, do it.
it's the logo in black on a black shirt.
And-
Aw.
Okay. We have to make sure that's the only one that's ever made, though.
What? No, I want
No.
one. Fuck you. I
No,
want one
no,
of those
no,
shirts.
no.
That sounds dope.
No. The black shirt.
Yeah.
Because Greg will not wear a white shirt, so we have to give him a black shirt.
Yeah,
so
that's
we
right.
only
We gotta
print
make
one
a-
black shirt ever.
We got to make a black shirt for
Well,
it.
at least
think
one
that
black
looks-
shirt of that design.
Fair
It'll
enough.
depend how expensive it is, but I'll consider that.
I
I'm waiting
like
to hear
this
back.
idea.
I like this
I,
idea.
I like all my ideas, but that's just me. All
All
right,
right.
let's get the hell out of here. Thank you all for joining us. This has been a podcast from Constantly Calibrating. We love you. We'll see you again next week. And until then, we bid you good sign off.